felt in the mood for like elevator music. I feel like it was a really good choice. Hi everybody, welcome back. We are my name is Korny. And we are here on Korny's Toon Talk. Oh, sorry, I'm late, everybody. I have a really good story about that. So we have, I was on my way to the studio and I parked my station wagon and then, I fed the meter. And then after I fed the meter, I was like, looking to feed the meter. No, wait, I did feed the meter. And then I got meter points. So I got like the points that like, hey, you can park here. Good job and stuff like that. And then I'm walking to the studio and I run into no one other than Obama. I ran into Obama on the street and it was crazy. It was like he was giving me life lessons. He was telling me on like how to do certain things, telling me that, you know, exactly how, like how to up my trumpet game, like, you know, playing the trumpet. Man, that Obama Jones, he has a lot of great advice. He does. Obama Jones, you know, the famous trumpet player. It was you know, great guy. He taught me a lot, and he also taught me how to love again. That was a long story. I hope they all understand my rambling. Oh no. Why did I say any of that time for a shower cry tonight? But yeah, we have a great guest here today. Renowned guy who he's very round actually. But before we get to him, I want to introduce somebody who's like very, very close to me. He's going to be joining the show from this point on. And please welcome God, what was your name again? My name is Gerald. Gerald, right? Gerald. He is what? So why don't you explain to the good people? Why don't you explain to the good people why you're here? Yeah. My mom kind of wanted me to get a job, and she knows that you do this, and she applied to it, and we and yeah, now I'm here. Oh, great story. So, Gerald, who's your mother again? She's your aunt. Yeah, that's right, my aunt. That's crazy. That's crazy that your aunt, my aunt, your mother, would go complain to my mother about me not putting you on the show already. And then like, and now you're here on the show. So what exactly do you, what exactly are you going to do for us there, Gerald? Well, I have a piano and I can do the music for the show and make, you know, sound effects and stuff. Make sound effects and music. Okay. All right. That's very cool. Very cool. So this is my cousin Gerald. He says that he wanted to do something for the show. He told his mom about it, and then she told my mom, which then yelled at me for not doing this sooner. And it's just yeah. Now we have Gerald here. Now Gerald, he is a bummer, but it's okay. I'm happy to help him out. Hope he isn't bad at all of this. Let's lower the bar for him. Okay. So Gerald, show us like what you can do over there. In your little band corner that I designated for you. And you know, show us what you can do. All right. I just started like a little bit ago, but all right. So it was like, I was thinking like when you enter the show, you can. Yeah, so that's what I made. God, that was awful. Like, I mean, you really got to work on that. I'm not even like, it's not even a bit. You really got to work on that. Like, I mean, I have Spotify with like a million elevator songs that I can play. Do you have like an auto song thing, or wait, what is this? Why is it so empty? Is Gerald gonna get to decorate? Yes, Gerald will be able to decorate, but so far it was very sudden. But do you have like songs that you can play on there and then just pretend like you're playing or something, or is that like off the board? No, I have songs. I can do this one. Hell yeah, Gerald! Yo, is that Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? Yeah, so I can do that song. That's but I'd rather play my own music. I didn't really make Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I would rather write and you know, play the songs that I wrote. No, that's god awful. That's an awful idea. I think you should still do the twinkle. God, I'm so out of breath from dancing like that, man. But no, yeah, you should probably stick to the pre-made songs. That's a lot better than what you did before. But I would definitely say work on it if that's what you want to do. Like you should probably go ahead and work on like, you know, the learning melodies and stuff. I need less of that in my life. Yeah, me too. Never. Oh, it's the dancing. Oh, that made me feel bad. All right. But yes, that is Jeff over there. He's our pianist, but it's like an electric piano, so it's like not really a piano like stuff, but you know, it's kind of like a piano. Can you give me a nice little like ba-dum-tis? Like a what? Like yeah, like drum sounds, like ba-dum-tis. Like I just told a joke, like, hey, why did the chicken cross the road? Oh, it's yeah. I mean, I ask my man, not Jeff. Did I call him Jeff? Did I say Jeff? Sorry, Gerald. My bad. I don't really talk to him that much. This is like the first time I've heard from his part of the family in like years. You know, once you get your own show, people like, you know, don't worry, it's probably not going to be the first time or last time that I mess his name up, and that's just how we do it here. That's what we do on this show, okay? We mess things up, we break things, and then we get things where you don't hear, and then I have to fix it midstream. But luckily I have some noggin thoughts up here, and I can you know, it's what Obama taught me before coming to the show. Taught me some good life advice. I also learned how to turn the damn ads down and still get an hour's worth of like no ads. It was great. I didn't know they had that. I was playing 3 minutes worth of ads. People are probably leaving because they think I'm like greedy and trying to make 3 minutes worth of chump change. No, I thought that was just all what I had to do to get like an hour of ad-free stuff. And now we're good. So it's good. I figured that out. Yeah. Also, Ari Cat's been kind of like showing it off and whatnot, but we also have Tangia on here now. You can pay 500 channel point things, and you can hear my inner thoughts. And then I think the other ones are bits, but you got to like get them in the Tangia like a thingy down there, and you can actually talk to the guest through me, and I take all the blame for it. He can't blame you. It was something I said. And it's all AI voice, so it's very weird. And I kept it very monotone because I feel like that's exactly how it kind of is here. But Yeah. All right. Thank you for the drum kicks and stuff like that. I don't know. You should know his name. No, I shouldn't. I know there's no legal obligation to me knowing Jeff's name. And yes, it's Jeff now with it's like Geoff. It's Jeff. Jeff. My name is Jeff. Anywho, we got an amazing guest here today. I hope you're not too like your mind's not too like malleable, like you get sucked into conspiracies a lot, because our guest is a renowned podcast holder. He runs his own podcast named the Discussion Battles. He has that it's called Discussion Battles, and he talks about a lot of interesting stuff. Really like breaking open the shadow realm of the American people and spreading information that he deems very important, that he thinks everyone should know. He also he's very renowned on sites like Twitter, where he has an amazing I don't think they have like a dislike button, but they have like a block list. Like there's a lot of people that block this guy. And then I guess I could just bring in, he has a subreddit called something, and it's very disliked. Anyway, that was pretty much what I was trying to say, is it's very disliked. But anyway, welcome Mr. Alec Jabberjaw.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. And I really appreciate that you're giving me your platform to run and to spread the truth of America.
Okay, you're not really here to spread the truth of America. It's more about like you're just here to kind of chat and stuff.
Well, I'm here because I need to get the message out there. There are plenty of Americans that are under fire right now because they want to speak their mind and they want to uncover the truth. And I'm here to defend them. I am the people's shield. I am like Captain America's shield that protect the people from the lies from the American government. And I am here to make sure that everybody they learn the truth.
Don't clap for that, please. I would like to learn the truth.
Jeff, you need to shut up. You're here to play the keyboard and that's it. You settle down over there.
Sorry. So you want to spread the truth to Americans. What kind of truth do you want to dive into?
Well, you see, when I came into the building, there were these meters that you had to pay for. And when I paid for these meters, I'm forced to pay for the meter, or the tyrannical government is going to come down on me, and I'm going to have to pay a fine of something I should not have had to pay a fine for. It's one of those things where I'm paying quarters to go to an underground facility where they smash the change, which is an illegal offense here in America. It's an illegal offense, and they smash the change down, and once they get enough change, and it's mostly like pennies and stuff, but when they smash down these coins,
is it kind of like those like machines at like museums where it's like you click, and then it like gives you little pictures or something of like a commemorative coin kind of thing?
No, it's nothing like that. So what they do, and please don't interrupt me because I lose my train of thought really easily. And once I lose my train of thought, I get really angry. So when I get really angry, that's when the real truth comes out. And that's when you are going to be in danger. Your audience is going to be in danger. And everyone here is going to be on a list that the government holds. And you don't want that. You don't want me to lose my cool. Okay? So here's what I got for you. So you put the change in the meter. The change goes down, and then it smashes the change. It smashes the change into like little flat patties. And keep an eye on that word patties, because that's very important. So it smashes the change down, and once it gets big enough, they start blasting it with heat. It's like they throw it in a lava pit, and then like once it's heated enough and it gets really soft and malleable, that's when they start looking at it and they start forming it into a certain way, and that's when the big corporations. What kind of corporations are we talking about? I told you not to interrupt me. You keep interrupting me, then that's when people are going to get hurt. I'm sorry, I lost my cool there. Okay, I don't want to lose my cool, but you need to stop interrupting me. All right, I will try to not do that. You were terrifying. I'm extremely terrified of this interview, and mostly because of your stature. I would love to ask about that, but I'm sure you may get that you may get to that. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so. Like I was saying, you put the coins in the machine smashes it, they heat it up, they malleable it, and it looks just like a beef patty. And it's like they make sure they get more pennies in there, because that's where all our pennies are going. All of our pennies are going out and getting smashed and turned into like this beef-like flavor. And that's what we got to look out for. And then they have these big corporations come up, mostly big fast food. Big fast food is where all of the dangers are. That's where they're trying to mind control our kids. That's why that's where they're trying to form these ideas that we don't need in our life. And so then it turns into they buy these big corporations buy these metal like patty looking shaped things, and then they make their burgers out of it. That's why there's so much metal content in burgers, because places like Burger King are making their Whoppers out of change from a meter, and I'm being charged for this meter when I shouldn't even be charged for this meter. This meter it's ridiculous, and I'm here to change that. I want to spread the truth about that. Okay, so the change that we put in the meter, it's like a machine under the under the pole. Yes, yeah, it's like this big machine that just turns it into a burger patty. That sounds extremely unlikely. I don't know exactly how accurate that is. Jeff, it's not the time. Stop. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, so go continue. Is there anything else about this that we should know about? There's a lot that you have not. We haven't even scrubbed the scum off the surface. There's so much that you don't know that I have such a limited time to explain, and it's one of those things where you wouldn't even be able to fathom what I know. It's crazy, and how much I can't tell you either. Can you give us like a tease on what you can't tell us? Well, I'll tell you this, manatees, keep your eye on them. Keep your eyes on the manatees. The chemicals that they're throwing in the waters nowadays, like big corporations and the government working together and create these big oil spills. I would put quotes up with my fingers, but I've lost the feeling in my arms. Is it because your sleeves are on? So why are you wearing a shirt? So do they not have that size? No, they have not yet released. I'm a brand ambassador of this shirt company, and they do not come available in 12XL. 12XL, that's crazy. I don't wear that shirt because I'm so big that I need that. I wear that shirt because it fits me comfortably. I have a very odd shape. And I need that for comfort reasons, as well as they don't make the sleeves big enough. I can see that they don't make the sleeves big enough. Okay. So you're saying all the patties from, say, like Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, all that. I did not say Wendy's. Wendy's is actually one of the companies that are trying to also change. They're trying to change what they've created and what America wants us to eat. They're changing it in a good way, and they should be praised for that, because they're not buying into the American government.
Okay, so we should all go eat at Wendy's.
Absolutely not. You do not go to eat at Wendy's. They put stuff in their Frosties. There's toes in the chili. Can we talk about severed toes in the chili?
I think it was a story that was like way back when, that where they had like this lady found like a finger or a toe or something like that in her chili, and then it's like it turned out it was just a hoax, and she's been doing this like a lot, right? And
no, actually, so that was the American government covering it up. So what they're doing, they're taking parts from daycares when kids' fingers and toes fall off. They need to go somewhere, and so that's when the big companies like the fast food industry. Wait, sorry, it took a moment to register. Did you say when kids' toes and fingers fall off? Like it sounds like you're mentioning it like that's just a normal thing that happens. Like kids' toes and fingers, they don't just fall off. I've read several parenting books that have distinctly mentioned toes and fingers falling off of their kids because when they grow up and then the tendons, they get weak in their fingers, and then they grow adult fingers.
That sounds like you're mixing like teeth and appendages up. How are you doing that? You don't know that it just doesn't fall off. It's one of those things where they keep their fingers and toes. It's all they don't fall off.
Okay, so you're part of the sheep people. You're the one that believes everything that the government says, and you're part of the sheep. That's what you are.
So I don't care for the whole like you're part of the sheep thing, because I feel like it's the people that are saying you're part of the sheep people are usually the people that are trying to control another group of people. It's like you're disavowing like sheep people, and then you're turning other people into sheep. And it's like you're trading one herder for another or something like that, and it's just I don't care for it.
That still makes you a sheep person. That you have that state of mind, you can't figure out that you're not following the right person, which makes you a sheep. You just follow whatever person has the staff of almighty sheep controlling mind powers, and you go and you follow that person to the end of time, and you question nothing.
Well, what staff of sheep control mind power? Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so whenever a herder is born. And I'm not too into the like sheep herding business. I'm not too disavowed with it. But when one is born, there's a shooting star that shoots through the sky, and it crashes onto the ground right next to where the baby is born. Not too close, because the atmosphere will burn immensely around it. And when it crashes into the ground, it creates an explosion. It's close enough where the family will find it, but it tends to fall a little bit away from them, so it doesn't disturb the baby and the mother and stuff like that. So this thing crashes into the ground. Then usually the father, the alpha male of the group, would go and grab that herding stick. It's a stick that falls out of the ground and it has a diamond on the top of it. And that's why diamonds are so precious to us, because big companies like fast food companies, they'll try to get these diamonds, and then they'll grind it up, and then they turn it into like a syrup. They use like hot magma lava to really mold these things into like a syrup. And then they use that syrup to bring it to the fast food industry, and then that's how they get their sodas, which is why if you test sodas, it'll test as a real diamond, because sodas are made from diamonds, which are this syrup lasts years, and like hundreds of years. It's crazy. They haven't been able to buy up too many of these because it's hard to get your hands on it, because you don't want to lose your power to talk to the sheep and be able to control those sheep. When you don't have that diamond, they're very hard to control when you don't have it.
All right, let's wrap that up. So you have sheep people. you have the herders who, when they're born, there's like a thing that comes out of the sky, like a stick that has a diamond on it, crashes into the ground. And then once it crashes into the ground, they go and pick it up. And then that's like the kids' staff, right? Like that's like how they control sheep. And this staff allows them to talk to sheep, like Dr. Doolittle the sheep.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I'm actually surprised you're able to grasp it so willingly. That it really, I really feel a connection between us.
I don't feel a connection at all. I feel like I don't actually grasp it too well. I was more questioning your reasoning behind it, and it actually just, it sounds extremely ridiculous.
And that's why you're part of the sheep people. I thought you may be with one of us, where you could be a shield made of vibranium. Vibranium is the shield that Captain America uses, with red, white, and blue all over it.
Grasp it.
Excuse me?
That was the bear. He mentioned you should firmly grasp the staff.
Okay. So they don't really have to firmly grasp it. They can actually leave a little bit of room.
So I don't need you to explain what they're doing with the thing. I just need you to, just talk about your own thing. I feel like it's gonna be a longer hour and a half or however much time we have. So we're gonna, I would say stick to the conspiracy theories. And
they're actually not conspiracy theories, because a lot of mine are proven through third party sources, and going through those third party sources, we need to really just we need to identify these as theories, not conspiracies. Conspiracies throw a bad name on it, and we can't have that.
Okay. Bear said stroke it. Is that something that you want to talk about?
I don't even know what that means. But let me get back into my story. So what happens is they control these sheep people, and then they lead them to these. They tend to lead these people. The staff is about 6 feet high. It's a really long staff, and it starts out actually. It starts out
okay. We're not going to get into semantics of the staff. Please, Mr. Bear, stop asking about little details. It's going to hold us up longer. I don't want to do this longer than I have to. Please stop asking a question about it.
So, what do you want me to talk about?
You were going on about like sheep people and stuff like that.
Can I climb it?
Can they climb? Can they climb it?
I mean, if you want to climb it, then that's fine. You're more than welcome to. That's fine. You just have to get the written consent of the sheep herder, and then you can climb it.
Okay, that's going to be the last one. Stop. We're not doing this. We're not going full ham on just talking about the staff with the diamond in it. That the fast food companies are taking the diamond out of that staff and then using it to make syrups for their sodas.
Is there splinters? Haha.
Is there splinters? I highly doubt.
There's plenty of splinters in there. From it burning up in the atmosphere, there's so many splinters.
Okay. Let's go to the board. Let's see what the audience is saying besides all the sound alerts. Oh, it looks like we have a message from GoGo Gadget saying, "What have I walked into on this episode?" Well, here we have Alec Jabberjaw, and he's here to talk to us about the truths of America. And he was explaining to us how there's two different kinds of people. There's sheep people, and then he didn't get to the other one. And so we're kind of chatting about how things are made. Apparently, they take the tokens from the meters, the parking meters. They take those, smash them down, turn them into burger patties, like from Burger King, Whoppers and stuff like that. And
don't forget, you got to remember the McDonald's. McDonald's does it too.
6 feet long,
all of these,
climb it, so watch out.
All of these places have. And can you tell that bear to stop interrupting me?
I will try, because if I get interrupted one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind and I'm gonna start exploding the truths of America. We're gonna explode the truths of America in here, and we're gonna have to. We're like all your audience members. They know who's watching. They know who's watching. They're gonna end up on a list, and then they're gonna be taken down by the government, which is actually located in Greece.
You are so handsome with your tall hat.
Thank you.
Okay. So, thoughts on Burger King foot lettuce situation? Have you ever heard of that? It's like a thing going around where it's like, it was like number 13 or something like that. And
don't you even get me started on the vegetables in the fast food industry. They are currently taking disposable vape batteries from like vape pens and stuff like that. They're taking these batteries and they're stripping all the copper out of these batteries. And when the battery has enough charge, they put it back on the charger. Like, you can use an electrical outlet, place the copper in the outlets, and then it charges these batteries up.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Do not take the copper out and start charging it from the thing. Please refrain yourself from telling the audience to take copper wire out of a battery and try to charge out of an outlet. That can get us in a lot of trouble, and I'm pretty sure it's against terms of service.
Okay, well, I'm not telling them to do it. I'm saying how they can do it. So it's you have free will. You have free will to go out there and do whatever you like, and the government can't stop you unless they have guns, which I'm pretty sure they have a lot of guns, and there's a lot of people that do have guns. So there's a lot of people that can stop you, but they're not supposed to. They can't tell you what you can and can't do and what you can stick in an electrical outlet. I know, because I was 6 years old. I was 6 years old, and I stuck a fork into the electrical outlet, and I got blasted. And that's how I found out all of the government secrets are hidden in the electricity. The electricity shows us the way to. You can't tell them to do that. You can't tell them that the government secrets are inside electrical outlets, like in electricity. I can tell them that because that's the truth. That's the truth.
Okay, let's move on. Arcat says, are they selling the copper?
See, no, they're not selling the copper. You just use the copper to charge up the battery. And once the battery is charged, you can start putting it onto frogs. Once you put the battery on the frogs, you think they would be electrified. You think they would, their eyes would pop out of their head, and they would fry, and then bam, you got frog legs to eat.
I don't think you should mention frog legs. I think we have a lot of amphibious guests on this show that I'm hoping continue watching the show, but I don't know. But I know one of them got really offended about me mentioning frog legs. So probably don't mention frog legs.
I'm not mentioning that I'm eating frog legs, okay? I'm mentioning that that's what you think would happen when you put a battery onto a frog, but it doesn't. What happens is the frog starts to morph and evolve. We can get frogs to just evolve by touching the battery of a vape pen off of them or on them, and then they slowly turn into like a brittle like form and become like a ball. And then like they blow up into a ball, and then they turn really brittle and leafy, and then they end up becoming a head of lettuce that we know. The head of lettuces don't actually grow in the ground. They come from frogs that are electrocuted from vape batteries that you can recycle.
So that's like exposing one of their big like fast food secrets, that lettuce is actually frogs that are, I'm guessing, like electrocuted, or is it more of like
it's kind of a form of electrocution, but it's actually like it's kind of like a chemical reaction. It's more of a chemical reaction that changes the frog's DNA. That's why the vegetarians do not exist, because when they eat lettuce, they're actually eating our amphibious friends, the frogs.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's not true. I'm gonna say that you don't that's not actually how things work. Actually, I think my mom actually said that That was like that was the same situation. I thought you were here to play the piano. Why are you trying to talk? I thought I could just like talk every once in a while. Okay, I'm gonna stop being so mean to Jeff. Okay, yes, you can talk. You can chime in every once in a while. Just make sure it's good. All right, I don't want you to chime in and it's like the half-baked conversation stuff. Okay. All right, I'll see what I can do. All right, good. Oh, hold on.
Man, I missed the turtle. I hope he got home safe. These cartoons have good lives. I hope. But man, I miss that cartoonist turtle, so old and squishy.
All right. Sorry, I just had got trapped in my own thoughts here. So I'm guessing since you know the whole thing about that, you have an idea of Burger King foot lettuce. Do you know about that?
I mean, if you want to capture the idea of the frog and their feet, no, I'm not trying to say that the frog and their feet.
So there was a thing where it was like a video and or no, it was just a picture that came up and it was like some guy who worked at Burger King and he was like standing in the lettuce with his bare feet. And yeah, I wondering if you had an idea of that situation. Number 13, Burger King foot lettuce. Like that kind of thing.
I don't know why you changed your voice like that, and frankly, it scares me.
It scares me too. I think I can. What do you think you can do, Jeff? I think I can do the voice better. Hold on, let me try. Number 13, the Burger King foot lettuce. I see. Is that was more of like how you supposed to say it. That sounded pretty close to mine. I don't know what you're trying.
Is it like number 13 Burger King foot lettuce? Is it like that?
No, he didn't really like the guy didn't really have that kind of like graspy voice or raspy voice, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so I don't know of that story, and I'm sure it's something that we can really use. But no, I have not heard of that. It sounds very inhumane and sounds like they should probably be fired or their deep cleaning is in order for that company.
Yeah, it was Burger King. That's why it's called Burger King foot lettuce. And yeah, I think they were fired. Like they ended up being able to find their workplace and whatnot. But Jeff, it's not a moment to play music. We're live. What are you doing? I thought you were entering like a motivational quote. No, Jeff. My name's Gerald. Is it now? We kind of established your name is Gerald and then Jeff, so. Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyway, Mr. Alec, can you so frogs are actually lettuce when they get touched by a battery and it turns like it's like a chemical reaction. I've never known that and I highly don't believe it, but it's definitely a topic to talk about, I guess. It's a crazy one. How did we get to this? I think it was a comment about the burger, like the lettuce thing, but let's see. We were talking about the meter and then we mentioned the other thing, but
yeah, and there's a lot more that I have that can really blow your socks off. And one of those things is the amount of radio frequencies that places like Burger King uses with their Whoppers to infiltrate your mind. It puts things into your bloodstream, and through that bloodstream process, it goes up to your brain, and your brain is then infected by a virus, and that virus can never go away. If you've ever touched a fast food restaurant, you are infected by this virus, and now they can use satellites to dive into your brain and take out that the goo that I like to call it the goo. That's what my brain thoughts are made of, is the goo. And they use these satellites to read the goo and be able to extract the information where they can see everything that you see, they can touch everything you touch, and they think everything that you think, and they can cause you to think about that. And that's why I'm here to tell you that you can buy my thought blocking beanie that I'm sporting right now, and they are not able to read your thoughts. The beanie that I am wearing right now has aluminum walls, isolated walls that can keep your head safe from all the. It's already too late now. You've already been infected by the disease, and they are now reading your brain, and now you need to protect yourself with one of these beanies. These beanies will run. They're very fashionable. You got to remember that you cannot be infiltrated by this corrupted government that we have that are trying to read and control our thoughts. And this beanie runs about $695, and that is a small price to pay to be able to protect your thoughts and have your own thoughts and not be a part of these sheep people. Be a part of the solution, not of the problem.
Was that an ad read?
That was I was just explaining that my company actually does offer these services.
So you just try to shove a $695 beanie to my audience?
It's not really shoving. It's like it's how they can protect themselves.
So it's a beanie lined with like aluminum foil.
No, it's actually it's encoded into the walls of the beanie. It's not aluminum foil. It's like an aluminum malleable thin layer that is found inside the beanie where it blocks the thoughts of the government from getting in and your thoughts from getting out to go to the government.
All right. That's and like you can't escape it if you've ever eaten fast food in your life.
Well, mostly the patties, like the Whoppers, the Big Macs, the double cheeseburgers, the Whopper Juniors, the chicken sandwiches,
so they made it like a chicken sandwich, like a chicken version as well. It's not just beef, like the beef from the coins is they like.
Well, if it contains more silver coins than it does the pennies, then that's when you get chicken instead of a burger.
Well, I don't think you're able to pay a meter with pennies. I think it only accepts like, quarters, and I think only quarters maybe.
No, they definitely accept pennies, because I used the one out there and I used nothing but pennies, and it was flashing a red light at me telling me that it has been processed and that I'm good to park here.
Red lights usually mean stop, so I don't know exactly how far it's going to get you, or it's probably going to get your car very far. Like you're probably going to get towed by the end of the show.
No, I have a very good relation with these guys, and I think we can. They'll be able to see my car and realize that it's not to be towed.
Okay. Any ideas on that, Gerald Jeff? No, not I can. That's all I got. Okay. All right. Short and sweet. Anywho, so Mr. Alec Jabberjaw. What other kind of conspiracy? Regular theories. How many regular theories do you actually have? Do you have like a list, and have you ever counted all of them?
So I do keep a Microsoft Excel sheet, and it got to about the 10,000 numbers.
10,000 theories that you have that the government's trying to take us over.
Well, they're not all about the government, but usually the government weaves itself into it. Like they do this thing where they like weave back and forth, and then they come to a conclusion at the very end, but not before like weaving in and out of 7 different topics and then they finally get to a conclusion that is that's very detailed and very they try to distract you with all these other weaves, and then they finally get to the part where they decided that this is what the American people need to believe and that the government wants them to believe.
Okay. So they all kind of relate to the government?
No, I have a few theories that I have based on my my favorite TV shows and how it shows them living their life past what the series did.
Oh, wait. So do you write like fan fictions?
No, they're not fan fictions. They're a theory that I believe in after the fact that the show has ended, and it's I theorize and sometimes continue the story along with me as an added character, because that's like I can protect them from being mind controlled if I'm there with them.
So wait, I'm sorry. Did you just tell me that you self-insert fan fictions? You write self-insert fan fictions to your favorite shows?
I would call it, I like to lead the forefront of defense of mind defense on these theories that I create for my favorite TV shows.
I think it's like a potato thing. It's one of those things where you call it a theory that you're trying to save their brain mind controlled stuff. And I call it self-insert fan fictions, where you take a story, you insert yourself into it, and you call it like, it's like a continuation of the show.
That doesn't sound right. I wouldn't be here today if it was a fiction. Okay, these are theories that I've gone through massive amount of information for. I've studied about it, and I look at all of these and I make a conclusion based on educated guess, because they're theories and not fan fictions.
Like I said, potato.
No, it's not potato, because they're two different things. And if it's two different things, and I see you over there, Hunter E123, I see you that you're telling me that I write fanfics. It's not true. They're actually theories. They're theories based on a show that I enjoy, and I found theories, plot holes, and I cover them up, and I put myself into the story to be sure that I can contribute to the helping of these people. And usually it pertains me giving them one of the beanies, and then they're free from the mind control sheep people that they so clinged on to, that they thought they were leading the way, but it turns out they're not. They're just falling into the arms of the government. And that's but it's not going to happen. It's not a fan fiction. They're theories.
Okay. Gerald, do you ever write any like fan fiction theories? I dabble in a few. I really like the like Harry Potter series, and I would always I've loved to think what it was like to be a wizard. But I never really was born into that world, so I like to pretend a little bit. What's that? It was just a little ditty I wanted to play, and it was nothing. I thought you were doing like the Harry Potter theme or something. I don't know how to play the Harry Potter theme. Okay, fair. So Mr. Alec, all right. So you write they're not fan fictions. Yeah, okay. So you write these theories and save the can you tell us about one? Like what's one of your favorite shows?
So I really like the show Monk, the one about like the really good detective is a very, very big germaphobe, and I've when I come up with my theory, the theory was that he actually didn't quit his job because he loves being a detective, but the government, they have infiltrated his mind by giving him this germophobia, and I go into there and I I tell him that you don't have to be scared, and I take him back to my place, my 1-bedroom studio apartment. I tell him, I was like, hey,
So wait, I wanna clarify. You said 1-bedroom studio apartment. I don't think those are two different things. One bedroom says that it has 1 bedroom in it. A studio has no bedrooms in it. It's just like a studio. It's like a one thing. Maybe you got a closet and stuff like that. But I don't think they're the same thing.
Okay, so I take him back to my studio apartment, and that's when I offer him. Hey, Mr. Monk, I would love to give you this beanie to I think it's very stylish, because you can't scare them away. You can't scare them away by telling them the whole truth. You have to first give them the prop, and then once they put it on, it negates the effects of the government, and then they can live their life freely. So I go up to him and I say, hey, Mr. Monk, please put on this beanie. It'll look very stylish on you. Once he puts it on, his eyes just dilate. They get wide, and he starts seeing all the truth around him. He doesn't fear these germs anymore. He knows where he's going in life. He knows what to do, and that's exactly what I'm there to do. And then once he starts realizing, I start telling him all these things, all of the things that he's missed because of this fear that the government has given him, and all this stuff. And then once I tell him about this, and he's so overwhelmed and exhausted, I usually invite him into my bed, and I tell him, hey, rest here. And then he lays down and then gets into the covers, and then I will lay down next to him, and to make sure that he's comforted, because it can be a very overwhelming process. And then once we're both together in the bed, I tell him, I was like, hey, I know that beanie can get really hot, so why don't you take your shirt off?
So I don't. So this is very much sounding like kind of like a fan fiction. Like it's really kind of entering that territory, but like the bad kind of fan fiction that people usually read for like a laugh or whatever.
No, so you're missing the point, and I think you're focusing on the wrong thing. So what happens is I tell him, Mr. Monk, you seem like you're sweating a lot, so let's take off that shirt. And then so he doesn't feel so self-conscious, I usually take off my shirt as well. And then we're in the bed. We're slightly sweating because the beanies can get really hot. They're very, very insulated, and the head is where your brain releases most of the heat, as well as the goose signals that we're trying to protect. And from there, we're both in this bed, shirtless, sweating, and it's still cold out, because usually these things take place in the winter. And then so we're hugging together, and the amount of sweat that we have on our bodies is like, it's glistening. It turns it into a very intimate moment. But this is the way we have to progress the story and be able to help him. And so, yeah, you know, we end up embracing each other, because it's still cold, and it's usually winter time. And so we're hugging, and
Watch your profanity.
and then we also, what was that?
I didn't say anything. That was the bear. That was the bear. You said watch your profanity, but I don't think you said anything profane. So you can continue. I don't want you to, but you can continue.
Oh, okay. So yeah, and then so then with that, and then usually in my dreams I notice that he's still like wearing jeans and a belt. So I'm like, hey, you need to be comfortable. This is a very dramatic
Okay, we're gonna stop that. We're gonna stop that. We're gonna give you the claps, and we're gonna stop that. Thank you so much for telling me about your theories. And we're gonna quickly leave off of that.
Please stop, my ears are hurting. Please tell us about Bigfoot.
I'm sorry. Please stop my ears from hurting. Please tell us about Bigfoot. I think I'm not the only one that wants us to move on. So anywho, is that usually how your fan theories go? Mr. Gerald Jeff? No. I didn't think it did. How do yours usually go? Usually I get a wand, and like I'm at Hogwarts, and I'm just with the crew, and I cast magic. Yeah. Okay. That sounds about right. That sounds about like a good like fan fiction, right?
They're not fan fictions. They are theories that I have that need to be viewed as a serious thing.
Okay. Also, I just noticed something. Let me kind of break the fourth wall here. My bad. I didn't notice that there was a big gap right there. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Sorry, Gerald. I hope he stops saying your name wrong. Would you like a snack?
Would you like a snack, Gerald? I'm not really hungry. I don't eat much. He doesn't eat much, but the audience feels bad for you. I mean, I'm kind of used to it. I usually get the same kind of treatment like at home, and it's fine. I'm fine. All right, look at that. He's fine. He is fine. Stop asking about him. Oh, why? Whoa! What happened there? Anywho, so let's go back into is there any like theories out there in the chat? Anyone watching that have a theory that they may want him to explain? We're gonna get into the topic of Bigfoot, but if you have any kind of theories that you think that he has insider knowledge on, please let us know, and we'll ask him in a little bit. But anyway, somebody did bring up Bigfoot, and that's a big like conspiracy kind of thing where a lot of people like, jump on, and that's like where they first start. It's like, oh, Bigfoot, he's real, and there's so many sightings and stuff like that. So what's your idea on Bigfoot?
So Bigfoot is he's not really
Skinwalkers are
Bigfoot.
crazy.
Apparently skinwalkers are crazy. Any idea on skinwalkers?
Well, let me get to that first. So we want to look at the humanoid shape of Bigfoot. We can tell that he's very big. He has long arms and very large feet, which is hence the name Bigfoot, because his feet are around like 4 feet in diameter and circumference, and it really alludes to the fact that he has big feet, so hence the name Bigfoot.
Okay, I wasn't asking about how he got his. Do you have any information about him?
So yeah, with the amount of hair he has on his body, he kind of looks like Gwyneth Paltrow. I think Gwyneth Paltrow was infiltrated by the government because she didn't have one of my mind-saving brain beanies, and she was not able to escape the government. So the real Gwyneth Paltrow, I believe, was taken by the government and then used as an experiment for hair growth supplements. And then with those hair growth supplements, she ended up becoming very large. Her limbs grew out. Her face became the same, and just very big feet, very big. And then the government shipped her out into the woods. From there, she ended up repopulating the Bigfoot, or I guess creating the Bigfoot epidemic, I would like to call it. Because now there's sightings of Bigfoots everywhere. So when you actually see Bigfoot and you run into them, if you call out for Gwyneth Paltrow or say, hey, is that the lady from Iron Man 3, 2, and as well as 1? And then she will respond with, oh, me, Gwenny. And I've been there before, and I have talked to Gwyneth Paltrow in her current form. And she currently lives in Missouri, and in the woods by a certain lake. I'm not going to give too much information about, because I don't want to disturb her. Her brain has been severely altered, and then that's when the government was like, hey, we can't use this superstar or lose her, and then there's nothing there. So then they end up going into they go to Chevrolet, the motor company, and they say, hey, Chevy, we need to take 17 of your Camaros and build a cloning device, but please make sure to add the 0W20 oil, or else it won't be able to work. We need the 020 oil, and we need extras of that, as well as a coupon for free oil changes. And And we need that to help build this cloning machine. And then Chevrolet, they were on to them. They're big sponsors of me, and they're like, no, we can't do this. And they they send them out the door with their head turned down. So Chevrolet, if you need a car, buy a Chevrolet, because that's what they pay me to say that, as well as they're big gamers in the fact of protecting brain waves. And from there, and it's true, Mr. Bear, it's true. So from there, we went to they went to Ford, and Ford graciously gave them 26 of their F-150s, because it takes 26 F-150s to amount the power of 17 high performance V8 Camaros that have 29 mpg driving distance and never break down, as well as it can take you through time and space. So they use these 24 F-150s. No, I'm sorry, F-350s. Or is there a 4? There's an F-450. They take 27 F-450s, and they use it to create this cloning device. And they find Gwyneth Paltrow in the forest by the lake, and then they take her DNA and they cloned her, and then now they have government official
Pop docent know what he is talking about, but them skinwalkers are crazy, and Gwyneth is Prob Slenderman. What the Sigma?
And then that's how they become this guy, and we now have Ryan Reynolds out there, and he's also one of the big contributors to the big government.
Well, I'm sorry, I blacked out there for a second. What was that about the you said you were starting to say government operation something?
Which part were you at?
I think you said something about the F-450.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like they took these F-450s and they created a cloning device, cloned Gwyneth Paltrow.
This guy gives me
and then
ADACHC.
That was a lot of spelling. I'm sorry. I'm illiterate. I cannot read that. I have no idea what that means. So they took the Gwyneth Paltrow, they cloned her, and then that's when they came up with the government operated orientation probability, or better known as goop. And that's why Gwyneth Paltrow is pushing this goop stuff. And you could tell after the Iron Man movies, which I'm a big fan of the Iron Man movies. I would love to be the leading actor in the Iron Man movies. Marvel, I am available for shooting a movie if you need me. As well as I can get you a free Camaro. But so they took that and they created Goop, and that's why Gwyneth Paltrow seems so off about everything. It's because it's not actually Gwyneth. It's a clone that is creating this Goop.
Okay, and then I think you ended off with like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, he's part of the government regime.
Regime. That's a big word.
I delegate my sources carefully, and they tell me the words to describe these guys, and that's what I want to describe them with.
So what exactly is Ryan Reynolds done? He seems like a very good guy. Like, I mean, yeah, he's probably just some big superstar guy, but he seems all right. I don't see him being like a government plant or anything like that.
Well, too bad he is, because government plants, they try to make it seem like they're not government plants, so they can intervene and put it out there. Have you seen the new any of the Deadpool movies?
Yeah, I've seen all of them. Why?
All right, so all the CGI in that movie is actually ones and zeros that your brain interprets. And when your brain interprets them, they end up going into the screen, and then your mind juices. You had to have eaten the fast food burger and then watched this movie. And from there, it takes the information goop out of your head and it brings it over to the big government that is trying to control us all.
Okay, what does that have to do with Ryan Reynolds?
He is the maestro of all of it. He has created. He has actually formed. He's actually a brilliant scientist. No, not only has he come up with a certain device and a formula, a chemical formula to make you extremely handsome that I have gotten my hands on and I've used for myself. That is why I have such symmetry in my face. That's why my voice sounds like smooth butter. And why the accents that I have in my face are how they are, because I've been able to get my hands on this beauty formula, this beautification product, and be able to see myself as the perfect me.
So you've used the same thing Ryan Reynolds used to get beautiful. You said it was like a chemical and a device, and that's the like, I guess your final form would be like your final form, or is that like, did it malfunction?
No, it did not malfunction. This is as you can tell, I am way more handsome and beautiful than you could ever be, because you are part of the ground people sheep that cannot get your hands on this material, and you will never see this, because you decide to be trapped in your own echo chamber and only listen to yes men that just agree with your theories and thoughts. Even if they're extremely ridiculous, you have all these people that you surround yourself with that just agree with you and that pay you money just so you can spout nonsense about what you believe in.
That sounded like what's that word when you take something that you're dealing with and you projecting? It sounds like you're projecting a little bit with that statement. I don't do any of that. I don't have theories on the show. I usually just talk to people. And
no, I've seen this show before. That's how I got here. I called the number. I called the number on the screen, and I was able to get on the show because I did want to. It was a very interesting show, as well as I can see the amazing characters that you bring on, and I wanted to actually get those contact information because I'm able to dissect all of this.
I don't think that made sense. Like, I feel like you just rambled off a bunch of stuff, and it really didn't make sense. But yeah, so I'm never gonna get my hands on this. And then what exactly did like this device look like, or Rock Forever?
Burger King 9/11 Watergate conspiracies.
I think Mothman is hot, and Ryan Reynolds can't. Hold a candle to Paul Rudd. What number am concerned?
What number I'm concerned? That's right. What? Oh, sorry, I got lost in my thought again. Thank you for coming in, Mr. Rock Forever 7, with his message, Burger King 9/11 Watergate conspiracies. Do you have any, or wait, I think we had a couple other that were ahead of that. I'm not going to let him jump the pack because he wants to pay money. We have Are Pigeons Real by Hunter E123.
Oh yes, Hunter 123. I've had some interactions with him before. Yeah, so pigeons, they are real. Magically, like, surprisingly, they are real, but not in the way that you would expect. So pigeons are real, and they're based on old Tyrannosaurus Rex figurines. And what happens is they take these bird-like creatures, and they used to shrink themselves down. The U.S. government would shrink themselves down, very teeny tiny. And then once they got so small, they would get the magic lasso from Wonder Woman, and then they would take that lasso, wrap it around the pigeon's neck, or this bird creature that we know as pigeons, and the U.S. Army would fly these pigeons up above and go throughout different parts of New York City and where these birds are really heavily populated, usually in downtown areas. That's why you see a lot of them in the downtown areas, because they're actually soldiers riding them, and then they drop devices in people's water so that it goes into the stream. It's usually the people that were grown up as like vegans and vegetarians that miss lettuce, that dodge the lettuce because they're aware, and they try to fly over them, and they use a special scanner device to read through it, and then they drop a device into your water, your coffee, and they know when you drink it, because then they activate it right away, and then bam, you're trapped, and you are considered a zombie, and there's no getting out of it. So yes, pigeons are real. No, they're not used the way that we think they are. They're not rodents. They're actually a means of transportation to something more dangerous.
All right. So there you go. The pigeons are real, but they're not how we expect. Something to do with T-Rexes in there? Not quite sure. But it definitely sounds like they're manufactured or something like that. That's what I got out of it. Are you yourself a cryptid or even a cryptoid? That's what Miss Deely has asked.
So I like to find myself in a way of being very. I don't like to be cryptid. Like I enjoy like the fundamentals of an argument, and I don't like to be try to. I don't like to divert attention away from something that's important. I feel like that's what being cryptid is mostly about. Like it's you're trying to hide something, and I like to be very forefront with my information.
I think cryptid and cryptoid, at least the way they put it, it's like an animal kind of thing. Yeah, it's like I think it's like something that just exists out in the wild, if I'm not mistaken. Like Bigfoot, like Sasquatch.
I mean, I know I'm here, and I know that I'm here and I exist because I have documents and proof of my existence, and I can actually the scientists have already found me, and I broke out of their lab, and they're no longer in control of me.
All right, that kind of just went somewhere weird, but there you go. He's not a cryptid or a cryptoid, or he doesn't like to be cryptid, or something like that. I don't know. All right, now we can get into Rock's very big Burger King 9/11 Watergate conspiracies. Let's see, going into the deep stuff right now. It's like putting a battery into your Stomper toys backwards. They miss lettuce. I thought vegans liked lettuce. I don't like to argue facts. Okay, that was all like straight from Rock Forever 7. And so I'll catch you up here, Rock, so he doesn't have to he doesn't have to speak anymore, and we can No, I would love to explain it. So we have been talking about how the sheep people have missed the facts that lettuce is created by taking a vape battery, stripping it of all the copper, and then charging the battery straight from the outlet. And then you see, I told you can't tell people to charge a battery straight from the outlet. It's gonna get somebody hurt. Well, that's where they hide all their secrets. You can't tell them that's where they hide their secrets. It's gonna get people hurt. You can't do that. It's against terms of service. Okay. So anyway, they get a way to charge these batteries without doing something dangerous, and then they touch them to these frogs, and then it changes them chemically, changes their DNA to turn them into lettuce. So if you eat lettuce and you think you're a vegetarian, well, you're sorely mistaken, as well as you're controlled by the government now. Is that why you don't ever eat lettuce? I don't eat lettuce, and I don't eat any kind of fast food anymore. That's an interesting body type you got if you don't eat fast food anymore. Like, what's going on there?
Well, see, whenever I go to the establishment, so I guess I misspoke a little bit. I do I do go to these fast food places. These fast food places, they can definitely provide food when I'm not really ready to go and sit at a restaurant or something like that. So when I go and to these restaurants, I ask for the burger, but then I get the burger separated all the way. I want different containers for the bun, for the lettuce, for the tomatoes, the onions, the burger, everything. Everything has to have a different container where it's not all cross-contaminated. And this way, when I eat it separately, it gives my body time to break it down. I take them all from the containers, I put them up all in a stack, and then I eat it really fast, and this way my body can take each individual piece and then break it down individually. And it doesn't affect me, as well as they can't read my mind anyway, because I have my special patent brain beanie that I the name pending, but I think I'm going to go with the brain beanie. And I had the brain beanie, and it allows me to keep my thoughts in my head and them out of my head. So that's how I do it, and that's a safe way. If you can't live without the big burgers and the cheap meals and stuff like that, then that's a way you can get around it.
But wait, you said you get everything in separate boxes, separate containers, and then you just stack them all up, and then you eat it that way. I feel like you just contaminated all them together, and then two, you kind of went to like you ate it. You still ate it. Like, I don't think that's a way around it. I think that's a way to just eat a hamburger, but put more steps in between.
It's not what you think, and I can tell you're still very foggy brained. I know a lot of this, like we've been talking for about an hour now, and I know a lot of it can get jarred up in your head and it create this fog that you're looking through, and you can't see the ultimate truth, but that's just what it is.
All right. Very interesting. I don't think that makes sense, but you're the guy here. So Rock Forever has said that he ionizes lettuce. He puts it's negatively charged.
See, it doesn't matter what you do to the lettuce. How the lettuce was made is where the issue comes in. It's because the frogs are chemically changed, and they're making it to where the frogs turn into the lettuce. The frog ends up becoming a round shape. It becomes very flaky, and then it has this lettuce. And that's why the very middle of it tastes so bad, because that is where the frog used to poop from and defecate.
I don't think you can say poop or defecate.
Why can't I say poop or defecate? It's a thing that happens. It's like a part of the living process.
I don't think you can say that, because it's like, I don't think Terms of Service likes it.
I don't really care what Terms of Service thinks, because they're also trying to control us, and it's not going to work with me, and that's it. So we have another question from Hunter.
I think I'm supposed to be the one who reads the question.
Well, I can do it this time. I forgot I can't read. I'm illiterate. So can you please read the question for me?
I sure can. So it seems like Hunter has said, do you drink the tap water though?
I only drink the tap water because the amount of chemicals that they put into the tap water actually negates the effects of the brain chemicals that are found in fast food. So if you want to counteract the brain, and that's why so many places are pushing bottled water that has been proven to be affected with microchips and also these water filters. You know what that filter is made of? That filter, you put the water in there, it slowly trickles down, and you know what it's grabbing in that filter? It's grabbing microchips. So when it goes through, and yes, microfish as well, microfish that they have in there that is used, actually that's what's holding the microchip is the microfish. The fish are made of chips, and they end up getting sucked into the water molecules. The microfish are in the water molecules, and they swim into it, and then it swims into you. And then there you go. There you have it. You're now affected by the government. But if you drink just tap water, it's been proven to show that drinking tap water will block the signals from any of the government devices that are out there.
So drinking tap water will block these devices. So if you just drink a lot of bottled water, no, sorry, not bottled water. You drink a lot of tap water. Yeah, you're like protect. Why do they need to buy your $600 and something hat?
Well, not only is my brain beanie fashionable, it keeps you warm in the winter, as well as if you can't find a source of tap water from a hose or anything like that, it will keep you protected nonetheless.
Okay, let's see. If you negative ions, it takes all the frog out of it. I guess so. I mean, I'm not sure about that. Do you have a idea if that works?
It does not work because the frog is always in the lettuce. The frog is the lettuce. It can't be removed because then you would just be throwing out the lettuce to remove it.
There you go. That's how it is. Yeah. Then we got to the microfish, tartar sauce. Do you have any idea of tartar sauce?
Tartar sauce is disgusting. I don't like it.
That's fair. We got who has proven this? Yeah, who exactly has proven all of your facts and details that you keep saying has been proven? Who's actually doing this?
So I do a lot of self studies where I take the data that I have that I've generated over years of studying and gathering evidence, and I take all that and I bring it to my top scientists, and I have top scientists that I pay for through my infinite funds of my podcast, and I use those to test all this stuff and to be able to discover the all of the microchips and stuff inside of there. And then that's that. I have my own team that I produce these results. I give it to them. I give them my hypotenuse, and then I take it and I tell them, hey, this water seems to have properties that keep the voices in my head down when I don't have the beanie on, and then they look into it. And then they usually get back to me within 48 hours and tell me if my theory is correct, which I have been correct every time. My theories are treated as gold in this field, and they take it and they treat it accordingly, and then they tell me that they give me the results.
Okay, so you have a team that I'm assuming is paid by you, trained by you, and you pick them out and stuff. You tell them your hypotenuse.
Yes, my educated guess on the situation.
Okay, hypothesis. You're thinking of hypothesis. Hypotenuse, I'm pretty sure is a math thing, but yeah. So they take your hypothesis and then they turn it into a result that usually favors your opinion. Oh, they're all facts. There's no opinions. We're dealing with science. If we start going through a bunch of opinions, then we're no different than the sheep. The sheep are the ones that play towards feelings and not actual logic. Okay. All right. So self-guided science. Got it. That's interesting. And I don't think that's actually very ethical, if I'm thinking of the right word, that you can do that. But I mean, I don't know. Get a load of that guy.
Oh, yeah. But it's all real science. If you don't want to believe it, you're part of the sheep, and you don't want to listen to the actual truth that is out there. Please don't boo me, as well as do not use that kind of language. But you're part of the sheep, and you don't want to listen to reason. You don't want to hear me out, and all you do is just shut it down because you're listening to your master, your herder, and whoever else that you may be talking into your ear, and that's that.
Okay, that's very insulting, I'm sure. So this whole like beanie situation, that's a very tall hat. Is all of that like filled to is that like all filled to the brim of just like technology or something, like the things that kind of keep your brain from getting controlled and stuff?
So throughout the beanie, yes, it's walled with aluminum. It's shown that our brain waves cannot escape, as well as their signals cannot get through if you have not tinfoil. Sorry, I'm so used to people contradicting or putting down my ideas and saying I'm a tinfoil hat guy. No, it's not tinfoil. It's aluminum that is based around or built into the walls of the beanie, and through this they cannot read our brain waves.
I think I can smell your brain waves from here. Okay, Jeff, George, Gerald, please don't insult the guest. Sorry. Thank you. Anyway, so have you been getting like warm in that thing or what? Because I feel like you've been wearing it the whole time. It's not exactly air conditioned in here. Luckily it's like the cooler time of the year, but I don't think you have you don't really have anything. Oh wait, I missed one of the comments from Rock. I don't know if it's still on the screen. It is. How do you feel about the great philosopher Ronald Lump's theory of the modern space washrooms being put on trains? I haven't even really heard of this, but I'm sure you have.
I have, and to be honest, the guy's a fool. The guy is absolutely a fool. To have modern space washrooms on trains, I don't agree with him. I think he's trying to take the only thing in America that we have that was good, which was the washrooms on trains. I think he's taking that and he's getting rid of it. He's trying to turn. They have this theory that is built up in their head, and what it really is, Ronald Lump has been proven to be a part of the government. Like, he works for the government in secret sectors that even I don't know the name of, but I know about. They don't give much information out there, but with the information that I know, it's being turned into something very secretive, and they're going to have cameras all over. So yes, if you like being watched in the washroom, then yes, go ahead. Let's build these modern technologies. But what we have right now, with all the dinginess and what America has built before, I think is where it needs to stay. We don't need new washrooms, no modern spaces. We just need to be able to make of the pee-pee or make of the poo-poo. That's it. And that's all we need to do, and then that's it. We don't need to modernize everything.
Okay. You seem very strongly opinionated about that. Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to take us over. How are they trying to do that? Are they going to be putting the same tap water that blocks the signal, or what?
So what they do is, so obviously there's not running water on a train because it's not hooked up to the ground. If it was hooked up to the ground, we would need a very large garden hose, which I think we do not have in existence, that long of a garden hose, nor do we have the protection around it to be able to run it back and forth. What happens is there's a pipe underground that runs parallel to the train. And well, they build this the same time that they put the train tracks in. And it's off to the side because the weight of the train may be able to pop it, and it's structural. And I know all this because I've done a lot of studying with architecture and buildings, and I know the facts about it. So what happens is they have this pipe that's running right beside it, and it uses Bluetooth technology to be able to take that water out of the ground and put it into the train. And with that Bluetooth technology, it also runs through a filter, which it eliminates the chemicals that go through it. And then you have just the bare. It's like drinking bottled water. It's like drinking bottled water and becoming this mind controlled freak of nature. And you just become. It's not a good feeling. And it's the same thing from eating the coin burgers at Burger King. You know why it's called the Whopper?
I assumed that was just a name that they gave it, but I feel like you're gonna tell me something different. I thought I was doing the music, so it was just a little song. Go ahead.
So they call it the Whopper because it starts with a W. It makes the W sound, and you know what the W sound is? Water. The water that is based around the United States, the filtered water, bottled water, the water treatment plants are the only ones that we have been able to take back and put our own chemicals inside of. We put our own chemicals in there to be able to block the interference from the government. And with that, we move on to the H. The H makes the huh sound, the huh. And you know what else started with an H? Hercules, the strong, the Olympian god, the son of Zeus. That's the H in there. So we have water and we have Hercules, and then we have the O. The O makes the O sound and makes your mouth turn into a circle, which is the circle argument that the government has, that they're always explaining the same thing over and over. And then what's the other two? PP. PP is the next two letters because urine is the only way to defeat the government's tyranny and block the brain waves from escaping for I believe 2 hours. It may have been affected by the recent changes in the microchips, but 2 hours is where, like, so you can have somebody pee on your head and you have 2 hours free of brainwave interference. And then the last two letters, ER, it just a catchy end to the Whopper.
That sounded like a lot. That sounded like a lot more than I wanted to learn about. And also, I feel like we have to put a disclosure out there. Please don't go peeing on people's head trying to free them from brainwave devices. I feel like you can get in a lot of trouble. I feel like you would not benefit from this. And I feel like there could be some potential jail time for all of this. So let's not do that. And let's not explain the meaning behind the Whopper again. I'm just trying to educate you guys, and that's about it. Okay, please stop doing that. Let's see. We have Rock Forever coming in with a can you explain why Bluetooth waves are not actually blue? That's a very interesting question. Sorry. So, Bluetooth waves are not blue. They're actually an off-grade color of orange. And they call it Bluetooth because blue is usually the color that's associated with what? Sorry, did it go to me? Water? Correct. See, you're learning. You're starting to learn. It's associated with water. Bluetooth. They want the water to go into your mouth and cover your teeth so the microchips with the microfish can actually infiltrate your teeth and live inside them. And then once the fish are living in there, they have special brain powers to be able to dig into your teeth, and you think you're getting a cavity, but no, they're making it seem that way. So you would go to the dentist, who also work for the government, because there's so many government regulations for dentists. They want to help people's teeth. I'm not blaming dentists. I'm blaming the government that runs them. So with the government that is running this, the dentistry, they tell them that they have to dig out their teeth and implant something into their jaw so they can tell everything that you're saying and that you're trying to think about. If you have ways of blocking the brain waves that are sent out and brought into your brain. So if you're able to block them out,
then they're gonna end up trying to get those microfish into you and drill out your teeth, get you to a dentist to drill out your teeth, and then put the devices into your jawline. And then there's no escape from the government because you can't put a brain beanie on your jaw because your jaw is way too wide and you're going to stretch out the fabric. And that's usually why Bluetooth is not actually blue, but it's a color orange, and that's why blue is in the name.
I feel like if I wear a beanie, my head's like, that. My jaw usually doesn't get bigger. Is this a personal problem?
I mean, yeah, I can't put my beanie below my head, and usually beanies aren't made that tall. But as I can show right here, the beanie that I have on, it does have some slack in it still, and you can pull this beanie down below your chin if you don't have such a strong masculine jawline like I do. And since I have a very thick and masculine jawline, I can't pull it below the jaw, but it does have the room where you're able to pull it down.
Okay. So there you go. That's why Bluetooth is not blue, and I don't think it. Why is it orange? An off-color orange?
That's just how it came. It's like asking why an apple's red. It's just the color that it's made with.
Okay, so no artificial colors in Bluetooth.
You could say it that way if you're trying to get people to enjoy it and put it on there like a juice container that contains no artificial flavors. They usually use that as like a marketing tactic. But if you don't want to trick somebody into thinking Bluetooth is okay, I would probably stay away from that kind of language.
All right, fair. Rock has said, question from the audience. If you could have full access, you don't have to say question from the audience. I can just say Rock Forever 7 from the audience. But question from the audience: if you could have full access to any one government department for 24 hours, which one would you choose and why that one? What are you hoping to find?
So I don't really need to take control of a government access department because I usually have most of it in my pocket.
Okay, wait. So Rock has said that wasn't my question. Oh, this wasn't my question. It was just a question from the audience. But Rock is translating that question from the audience to tell me. So I'm still going to say Rock Forever 7 question from the audience. That's it.
Can I continue with my my answer?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I usually have a lot of them in my back pocket. I have spies all throughout the government agencies because I'm able to get them in there by paying a truckload of money. And we have somebody in every department. We have somebody in the Department of Justice, somebody in the presidency is they're very close with. We have somebody in the Senate as well as somebody on the Knights of the Round Table.
Knights of the Round Table, like King Arthur?
Yes, we have. We're in contact with King Arthur as well as all the other the knights around the table.
Wait. So you have like Knights of the Round? Isn't that like just a story thing? Like, I mean, I think King Arthur was real, but it's like Knights of the Round Table and all that. It's like a story.
No, it's actually real, and I'm in contact with each one of them. So we have somebody in there. If I could run something, I would probably take over the House of Representatives and then blend in to the House and then be able to tell who, in fact, is a lizard person and then who else is part of the Mole Foundation. This way we can take a look and see what kind of trouble America is in. Because we definitely need to figure out, we need to dig deeper, we need to find more.
All right, so House of Representatives to find out if who is a lizard person and who are mole people. And I guess they have very different outlooks on like things, right?
Yes, they usually do. The lizard people are very forthcoming to them wanting to run the government the way that lizard people need to run it and to protect themselves. And the mole people are usually a little bit more giving, but also are trying to bury the government into the ground. I would like to take over the building just to be able to go in there undercover and just take a look around, be able to befriend them and you know, gain their trust, so I can find out who's a lizard person and who is the mole person.
Okay. I don't know how well you can do that in 24 hours, and there's like a lot. There's like 300 and something people in the House of Representatives.
I can work usually really fast.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that up to your own skills. Can you elaborate on the truckload of money? Asked Rock, I think, from the audience.
Yeah. So if you haven't heard at the beginning, I run a very famous podcast called the Conversation Battleground. And with that, it brings in a lot of money because there's a lot of people that pay for the premium features so they can learn the truths of America and why America is being torn down and turned into this kind of like mind-controlled society. So with that, I earn a lot of money, and then I also have some other rich people. My good friend Nylon Muscati, he runs a very famous social media application, and he also is very deep into some of the political power pockets. And with our powers combined, we can actually take forth and we can gain a lot of traction with how much money we had.
Okay, so you pretty much say that you bribe people to find out secrets.
Yes. Usually, there are some that have very deep pockets. We had to pay upwards to about I want to say like $60 one time to really gain the trust of one of our government officials.
$60, that doesn't sound like much. Like, I feel like I can gather that and pay off someone in the government as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of them can be like that. Like, you know, that person there, he's very low in the chain, but there was somebody else that we had to pay. We had to really, like, I thought I had to actually take a loan out of our studio before, because he was asking for it. And we got a lot of good information from him, but we had to pay about $200 to get him to in our pocket to really, and that's part of the presidency. That's like somebody who's up there that really knows all of the truths.
$200 is still not there. How much money does your show make?
Around I want to say it's around 350.
Like $350,000 per month?
No, like $350 per year.
Do you know the name of the guy that you have?
No, I can't disclose that information.
All right. Definitely thinking it's not somebody that is actually up there, and it might. What does the guy look like? Does he look like a regular politician?
Still kind of diving deep into the, like, you're kind of digging, you're prodding where you shouldn't be. But this guy is he's definitely somebody that came to me wearing a big trench coat, the fedora hat, like he had a lot covered up, and he met me at the parking lot.
Oh, is it like the Watergate scandal?
I mean, I know a lot of people usually base off of that. Like, that's like the first big scandal that people use, and a lot of people copy it. But no, not like Watergate. It's definitely something that It's just he's just trying to hide his identity. That's how I know him. Otherwise, he talks to me via email.
Oh, okay. What about the other guys?
Usually it's always the same location. But yeah, I have one specific location I like to meet all of my my moles.
Moles like mole people?
No, moles as in they do like the dirty work for me. They infiltrated the government.
Oh, okay. Rock Forever 7 says more like Colgate. And so I guess not like Watergate, but it's like Colgate. And then the dental industry, Colgate.
I mean, the dental industry is definitely part of the Colgate conspiracy. You brush your teeth, and then it puts in little devices that end up mind controlling you. It's like a simpler way of getting the microfish in there.
Oh, okay. How do we not want to go down that? Or do we not want to go? No, he went down there a little bit. I think Colgate is part of the government conspiracy, right?
Yes, it is. Oh my God, the government is attacking.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, thank you, Renoa Poison. Thank you for joining us. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Korny Midlon. That's our guest today. My name's Korny Midlon. I am an animator, and I have this little talk show. Hi, welcome in, Melons. How is it going? Oh, hi, Sherry. Hi, Shemaine, Mantia, Big Bad Dog 21. Welcome in, everybody else. So we have a talk show. Thank you so much for all the follows. Oh, my goodness. But we have a guest here today. Our guest name is Alec Jabberjaw. Alec Jabberjaw is very big into conspiracy theories, and he's been telling us a lot. We figured out that patties from fast food industries, such as McDonald's and all that, are made from meters, parking meters, and they they make those into burgers, and then those have mind control devices. Tap water is apparently good for you. Thank you so much for all the follows. My goodness. Thank you so much. I hope the stream was great. Renoa Poison, thank you so much. And anyone that was here before, if you don't follow Renoa Poison, my sister, she does scam baiting. Amazing job, and I'm sure it was a lot of the people that you were talking to probably follow this guy and his very antic things. He talks about a lot. But so we have that. He's selling his beanie. If you would want his beanie, he's selling that, the brain beanie of it has insulated walls of aluminum, which keep the brain waves from you escaping, which the brain, there's also information goo that is in your head when you eat the burgers. It creates that and then sends signals out so they can read your mind and stuff like that. Also, hey, Renoa, since you're in here, we've decided to our aunt has got together with our mom and has forced me to bring on our cousin Gerald. So if you want to say hi, he is also here. Hey, how's it going? I play the music. Gerald, you really need to work on that. Like, I'm serious. I will tell your mom. I will tell my mom. I will leave this family. I will disown my mother to get away from you if you don't learn how to play that piano. I was forced to bring you on here. Hello! Oh, S. Jules, thank you so much.
Gifted a tier 1 sub to DexFX. They have given 11 gift subs in the channel.
Wait, why did I hear a TTS? Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for giving a sub to DexFX. Anywho, yeah, that's Gerald. Everybody say hi to Gerald. You know, family stuff. I know. I'm telling him he needs to learn his place. But he, hey, I didn't tell you can start playing that. Anyway, so we kind of just got to deal with him for right now. Okay. But yes, thank you so much, Jules, for the gift of sub. Dex Effects, welcome in. Enjoy your sub. I'm sure you already said thank you. Yes, you did. All right, cool. Let's get back in the show. If anyone has any theories that they want him to cover, he has over 10,000 theories in a Microsoft Excel sheet, and I'm pretty sure he's remembered all of them. But God, what were we talking about? It was about like, you know, it was about like Colgate and dental stuff.
Yeah, so they take your dentist will take the cavity, they dig it out, and they implant microchips into your jawline so they can hear what you're saying. And then from there, they had the Colgate scandal, which another one of my government spies have kind of told me about. And from there, they take the information, they give it to you, and they allow you to use this toothpaste, Colgate, and I'm sure you heard of it. It's a big name that the government runs, and the government will then put the microchips or the microfish in there. They put the microfish in there so it's not actually helping your teeth. It's like eating a bunch of gummy candy and it rots your teeth, and the microfish that have the microchips planted in them, they'll start digging at your teeth. And then you think, oh no, I gotta go to the dentist. And then once I go to the dentist, the dentist tells you, oh, you got a cavity and it's going to be so much money. The dentist gets paid a lot. The government pays the dentist to do this work. And then all of a sudden, you have chips in your teeth. No, not your teeth, your jawline. They put the chips into your jaw, and then that's yes. That's their whole stick. So I've not been to a dentist in years, and when I do go, I make sure to line my jaw with the special material that my beanie that is on sale for right now, $695 on my site, strategicconversationbattles.com, and you can find this beanie for $695 and protect yourself and your family from the government that's trying to invade your mind and take control of you.
Okay, very long-winded as always. And so yeah, he has a beanie that he's trying to push for $695 that is lined with aluminum. It has like it's like the hat, and it's lined, and it blocks brainwaves so the government can't control you, nor can they read your thoughts. So it's kind of like a blocking in and out receiver thing. So yeah, toothpaste bad, tap water good. Yes, that is another thing. He has mentioned that tap water does save you from the brain wave readings. The chemicals in the tap water kind of affect the microchip somehow, but it gives you like about 30 to 40 minutes of leeway of brainwave scanning. So yeah, there's that. Anywho, let's move on from that. So we know that he has somebody in the government that he pays truckloads of money to, but then we found out that truckload of money was just about like $60 to $200, and he gets people to tell him all the government secrets from that kind of budget, which is definitely a little weird. I don't think I think the world runs on a little bit more money than that. But I don't know. Let's see what the board's saying. Aluminum foil bakes your brain. What do you have to say about that?
So it doesn't really bake your brain. I know a lot of heat escapes from your head, and it could get really hot in there because it's very insulated. It's a very insulating device. And then, so it can get a little hot. It won't bake your brain, though. The thing that will break your brain is if you're letting the satellites take control of your brain, because they send very hot signals into your head. And once it's into your head, good luck getting them out, because you can't. And once they take control of you, like Gwyneth Paltrow out living in the lake, or by the lake in the woods as Sasquatch now. The government has turned Gwyneth Paltrow into Sasquatch, and now she lives out there alone in the woods. She has somewhat populated the Bigfoot community. That's why you have sightings all over the place. But I know I know where Gwyneth Paltrow lives. I have visited her. I'm big friends with her. And she lives somewhere in Missouri. I'm not going to say anymore. Missouri is where the original Bigfoot is, and the government does not want you to know about it. But if you see the Gwyneth Paltrow that you see on TV today, that's not the original Gwyneth Paltrow. That's the one pushing the goop, or otherwise known as Government Overload Operation Project. And that's what goop really is. So do not buy that stuff. It will also accelerate your mutation inside your blood on your DNA and make you into a monster. Not like Gwyneth Paltrow. She's an amazing person. She's still very friendly. I can go up to her. I can brush her hair, and then she's like, oh, Gwynny like, and she really appreciates me. And yeah, so yeah, the government is not your friend. They're not trying to help you out at all.
All right. Yeah, that's his theory on Gwyneth Paltrow, everybody. So just in case you were wondering about that, does the hat get through security at airports? Does it?
No, I have so much issues trying to get my hat through, as well as the other augmentations that I have going on in my head.
Augmentations? Do you have like a metal plate or something in there?
Well, no, I have other devices that I have implanted to fight back against the government.
So wait, that what kind of other devices do you? Oh God! Oh no! Put your hat back on. Ew, dude. What is all of that? Do you have your own satellite on there?
So I use these augmentations to help defend myself against the government. The satellite that's on the top is my own ability to send the waves back. It counteracts the waves, so I'm reading the government's head rather than my own.
But that doesn't seem worth it at all. Like, what kind of things do you get out of that?
So I know exactly where they're going for lunch and what the intern puts in as a way of feeding everybody in there.
So you get the intern's lunch orders out of that thing? Do you actually hear it all in your why is it so tall?
There is a lot of augmentation going on here. And this is how I can gather so much evidence throughout the meetings of the government. And I can read the president's mind. I can read everything. I can see everything.
Is that why your pupils don't have colors?
No, I just have very terrifying eyes.
Okay, so you have a terrifying head. Can you put your hat back on? Oh, thank God.
Yeah, so I usually keep this on because when I have the satellite exposed, they can see out of it, or they can see into my brain. But then I'm also counteracting some of the waves, and then I can find out where they're going for lunch.
Where are they going to lunch today?
They're eating Jimmy John's, and someone has ordered a meatball sub.
How's the meatball sub at Jimmy John's?
I have never been there because they keep going to Jimmy John's, and I don't want to get mixed up in that. If they see me, they know something's up. They know I know more of their information.
Okay. So let's see. Can we inject liquid tinfoil into our blood to help stop the government? And I do apologize if I'm missing a lot of people. If they're typing their own things in there. I do apologize because there's a lot going on. I want to keep scrolling up, unfortunately. But anyway, yeah, liquid tinfoil. Can they inject that into their blood to stop the government?
You know, I had this idea of liquid tinfoil. I did test it out on one of my scientists that I employ, and he ended up melting into the the Terminator 2, the Terminator 1000. He ends up melting into a tinfoil goo, and then just he kind of died there.
That sounds horrible. Is this the first time you're telling anyone about this?
No, I told it on my podcast, and everyone was agreeing with me that the government has infiltrated the show on a very top floor level. Like they didn't really get in that far. We're over here on the base level, or maybe we're the top level. They just came through the front door. There's no problem with it, but I do believe my audience when they said that they saw the government inject him with the device, and then he melted like the T-1000 in the Terminator 2 movie.
That doesn't sound good at all. Were you sure it was melted tinfoil and wasn't something else?
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure that was exactly it. That's all that I put in. I mean, that's all that the scientists had put into the needle, and then, yeah.
Okay. Has he got brain hemorrhoids? Three card slots beat that. Has asked, do you have brain hemorrhoids?
No, the only hemorrhoids I get are the ones that I need a special cream for, that is covered under the HIPAA law of you don't need to know about it. It's none of your business. But my brain is it's all natural. It doesn't have anything wrong with it. And it's actually better than most brains because it can send out signals that counteract other signals that come from the government. And then I can see that I can have an insight of what the government is looking into.
You can tell their lunch order.
Yes, I can tell what they're having for lunch, as well as where I can counteract them and some of their government secrets.
Can you share some of those government secrets?
I'm usually not able to, but there is one secret that they keep mentioning that I want to put the hammer on the nail of the head. Do you know that game Bean Boozle?
Bean Boozle, they have little beans and you get like a nasty one or a regular flavor one.
Yeah, that's the one. So they're taking these Bean Boozles and they're feeding it to ducks. When they feed it to the ducks transform into a bird-like creature. They're already birds, but they're like more. They get smaller, and then they usually crowd around the public spaces like downtown areas and bus stops, stuff like that, where they can track a lot of people.
Okay, what are those birds called exactly?
So I think they usually refer to them as pigeons.
Pigeons. We talked about pigeons.
Yeah. So the pigeons are the ones that they have these little government men that usually get on the pigeon and they ride it, but they're actually ducks that have been fed these Bean Boozle games, and then they transform into pigeons.
So we don't actually have pigeons, we just have ducks.
Yes, transformed ducks from the game Bean Boozle.
What if people eat them?
If people eat them, the really nasty flavors are the one that turn you into turn the duck into the pigeon.
But what if a human eats it?
If a human eats it, it's usually contracted by the devices that they put in your head, and it negates the effect of the Bean Boozle game.
So wait, it's another device that counteracts the microchips in our brain, but if a duck eats it, they turn into a pigeon. And also, I just want to say thank you, Farty Brew, Stuff in the Muffin, and anyone else that I know I didn't go down the list and read it, but thank you everybody that followed and came in from the raid. Appreciate you. And thank you for hitting our follow goal. That's awesome. But anyway, so did I get that right? Like it's another thing that blocks their mind controlled devices, but it turns pigeons or ducks into pigeons.
Yeah, so they have certain things that they're trying to do, but they know that their system is flawed, and these little things, like you don't go around eating Bean Boozle things all the time. So it's not really affecting them that much.
All right, fair enough. Let's see. Melted tin foil that's discarded from old Italian food takeout containers. That might be exactly what he's using. Lead poisoning from the toothpaste fluoride with the chips in the head thing. Yeah, it's definitely a weird. I'm having trouble keeping up with a lot of his thing is anyway. Do the aliens at Area 51 control the government? Let's see if we can like get all these like kind of combined, or see if there's any other questions in that. But we'll come back to the aliens in Area 51. Wait, the ducks are pigeons now. Yes, ducks are pigeons are former ducks. Pigeons are former ducks. Ducks eat the bad tasting Bean Boozle ones, turn ducks into pigeons, and then there's little army guys that shrink down in size and ride the pigeons. This was a discussion topic earlier. They ride the pigeons, and then they'll go to densely populated areas, kind of like bus stations, stuff like that, and then they'll drop little tracking devices or little microchips into people's drinks, and then the people drink that, and then they become mind controlled. Kind of like that, like a more accelerated version of the beef patty stuff from McDonald's and Burger King. Excuse me. The government is messing with frogs and pigeons and ducks. Yes, Hunter E1. You were here for that, I think. Yeah, so frogs, if you think you're a vegetarian and you've eaten lettuce before, you're actually eating frogs. That is according to his theory that the government takes disposable vape batteries, opens them up, takes the copper out of it, charges the battery in the thing with like exposed copper wire, touches the battery onto a frog, and then the frog mutates into, it's like blows up and then gets all leafy, and then it's a head of lettuce now. So if you've ever eaten lettuce, you're actually eating frogs. Did I cover that pretty well?
That is exactly, that's pretty much it. You're leaving a lot of the nuance out of it, where there's a lot more science that I can go into, but I know we're on a pretty limited time.
Okay. And then, yeah, let's go back to the alien thing. We have, I don't think it's still up there. But anyway, do the aliens at Area 51 control the government?
So, there's different branches for different types of people. That's why we have 4 different branches in the United States. We all know that the House of Representatives is controlled by lizard people and mole people. We don't know which one's which. They can be on both sides. There's this big party in between the Republicans and Democrats that don't actually mean anything. It's all about the lizard people and the mole people that are disguised as human beings inside of our government that are trying to take it over. We know the presidency, that is dictated usually by AI. A lot of the, since AI has come out, you could also see a decline in political, what's the word for it? Political, cognitive ability. Because so many people are using these AIs now, the robots that run the presidency, they have less ability to think because all the workload is going into generating pictures of Joe Biden eating ice cream, or pictures of like a hot air balloon that turns into a transformer that people are using for AI. So AI was released by my team. I know my team that has built all of AI, and they're using that to fight against the government, because when we use AI more, it takes down the government's cognitive ability. It takes their ability to be cognitive away from them. So we know that we are still unaware of the two other branches of government that what they're controlled by, but we know those two, and we're actively fighting against it to free the American people.
All right, that sounds very patriotic of you, for sure. New question from the audience. Thank you, Rock Forever 7, for being over there, or somewhere over there in the audience, asking individual people about questions. And he's doing a justice, but I'm going to say it came from Rock, because he asked the audience member, and then he's telling me about it. So a question from Rock Forever 7, that is an audience question. Can you talk about the correlation between organic lunch meat sandwiches and railroad crossing? So there's a correlation between organic lunch meat sandwiches and railroad crossings. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so this one's actually a very deep in the iceberg type of stuff. I'm surprised somebody in the audience actually knows about this. The cross between the lunch meat sandwiches and the railroad crossing kind of ties back into something we were talking about with modern restrooms being placed onto trains, which I'm fully against, since the train uses Bluetooth water capabilities that translates the water into the train via Bluetooth, and that's where they kind of take out the chemicals that we're trying to put in the water to block their signals. But they use this in lieu of regular water that would be placed on trains. And with railroad crossings, the organic lunch meat, they have these animals that usually are used for organic lunch meat. They'll have them walk across train tracks, and as the train's going by, and it looks like they're getting run over, and it's a really messy scene. I'm sorry that I have to put this image in your head, but they go across and they actually teleport from there into the grocery store's back room. The government has installed teleporters. We have teleporters that nobody knows about. And they have these trains that teleport these animals that go into the supermarket's back room. And then with the back room, we take them and they bring it out, and then they put it onto the shelves. That's where railroad crossings and lunch meat. If you ever see a big truck of animals, sorry, it does this every once in a while. I'm sorry. It does it every once in a while. We got it to calm down a little bit, but this thing will just start screaming for no reason. I'm sorry for anybody that was listening that maybe got disturbed about that. I'm sure I got a few lurkers to leave at that moment because they don't know why their computer's screaming, but I don't know what's up with this thing. Welcome in, Ash GOTW. Thank you for being a first-time chatter. And all the other first-time chatters, why is it booing me now? Nobody knows. It has its own mind. The heads up on that. Okay, so yeah, they try to hide the railroad crossing or the lunch meat creation through that railroad crossing. The government has infiltrated the train system to the trail to create a tunneling roadway straight into the store where the lunch meat is created. Only the organic lunch meat. They slap the name organic on it so you don't think it got teleported in, and people would start wondering how it got there if they didn't put organic on it. If they would have put teleported in from Uzbekistan, then I think people would be a little curious about that.
I don't think there's a place called Uzbekistan.
There is, but you don't know about it. But I have documents proving its existence. It's kind of like Wakanda from the Black Panther movies, where they have this holographic shell around it, and then yeah.
Oh, what am I doing? I eat the organic lunch meat. I don't know if I ever thought they would be teleported in.
And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get the logistics out there so America can be safe again and stop being infiltrated by the American government that is trying to destroy us.
All right. I don't think you ever actually got to the point of that whole aliens in Area 51 running the government. I know you said like there's different kinds of people. What about Area 51? Like, is that like a real thing?
They do have a place called Area 51, but that's actually where they create soybeans. The soybeans that they create, they take buffalo and then they shrink them down really tiny and shave them. Well, they shave them because it's easier to do that. And then they shrink them down, and the soybeans are actually shrinking down buffalo. And buffaloes actually populate very fast, faster than rabbits. I have several sources that tell me about this. That they actually have that the soybeans are actually made from buffalo and they reproduce very quickly. But yeah, the soybeans are actually little buffaloes.
That sounds very unlikely because I feel like soybeans, like you can crack them open. It's not like buffalo insides. It's just soybeans. It's like something that grows in the ground. It's like saying beans are made from like bunny rabbits.
Well, that was actually my next point. Bunny rabbits and regular like pinto beans.
All right, no, we're not. So all right. There you go. There's the whole like alien Area 51 thing and whatnot. Let's see. You are putting his life at risk talking about this. He's putting his own life at risk with this. He did kind of say that like he'd put us at risk if we kept like interrupting him and stuff, but I feel like this is stuff that you usually talk on your show, right?
Yeah, I'm very open about all of this. There's no conspiracy that's too hidden. If they take me out, then my people have been given certain instructions to take action against them, and then we will be able to take them out.
Take them. That sounds like a threat. We didn't even take them out.
Like I given certain people instructions on how to throw over the government.
Oh, okay. So why haven't you done that since they're so like big and bad?
So you got to know the time to strike. The time to strike is not now, but it's kind of like a nuclear war. If somebody were to launch a nuclear missile at us, we would most likely retaliate and launch a missile at them. But you don't want to act too quickly. If you act too quickly, then you seem like you don't know what you're doing, and you're being led by emotions like all the sheep people out there.
Okay. Fair point, I guess. Your guest partaking in certain substances, he's all over the place. I don't think he is. I think that's just how his brain works. Isn't that right?
Yeah, see, I have these implants. Oh, come on, don't take the beanie off. I have these implants in my head, and they usually send me in different directions, but there's always an end goal. I can sometimes weave the conversation one way or the other, and sometimes it sounds like I'm going left field, but then I weave right and I weave left, and I weave right into the topic point, and then that's what the government's afraid of. That's why the government hasn't gone full force and mind controlled every one of us, because there's people like me and my audience out there that are keeping the world safe, the whole world, not just the American people. Because if the American people are taking over, then it comes Russia that they go take over, and then if one government is running Russia as well as America, then we're all doomed. That's when they're starting to take the missiles and they go out and they destroy the world and they rebuild it in an image that they want to see, which is mind controlled zombies.
Wait, why would they destroy the world if they already got the world mind controlled? Why would they destroy the world and turn turn it more into zombie people?
Well, that's because they don't want to have to do all that work. Like it's a lot of work. So that's why you got people like me slowing them down and being able to back them off.
Just beating them off?
Yes, I usually see what they're doing. They try to come at me real hard, and I just beat them off. That's definitely against TOS.
So, anywho, we're gonna start wrapping down. You guys caught me at towards the end of the show, so I extended about a half hour for you guys. You're welcome. We have fun here. Thank you so much to our lovely guest, Mr. Alec Jabberjaw. Really, really stands up to his name. He really, he has a really great question or a great name that relates to himself. Is that like a pseudonym or is that actually your name?
No, that's actually my name. It came from the where I am.
Where you are? Okay. Not even gonna bring that up again. All right. Wait, there was a next question from Rock. Let's see. Is there any truth to the theory? People who eat a lot of onion rings tend to have the best weaves. Question. Well, we can get. I think we can get to that one. Hold on. We can get to that one. So Mr. Alec Jabberjaw, please put your hat back on, and then I can get another. Okay, cool. You got the hat on. Is there any truth to the theory that people who eat a lot of onion rings tend to have the best weaves?
Do you mean weave like a hair extension?
I don't think that's what he meant. I think you were talking about weaving in and out of a conversation. Do people who eat onion rings usually have the best weaves?
There has been some kind of correlation to that with like the coloration of onions and their molecular structure. It really comes in to play that they can kind of weave better. I've eaten a lot of onion rings, not from places like Jack in the Box, because Jack in the Box is not run by the government, but they do have their own mind control corporation, and I would stay far away from there. But if you eat your own onion rings, you can chop them up finely and then deep fry them, and then you can eat those onion rings, and the onion rings start getting tangled in your stomach, and that's what causes you to have a center idea, but then all these strands spread out where you can weave and you can take all of this in and get to one final conclusion.
That sounded like a bunch of nonsense. So let's see, we can do the one last follow-up question and then we'll go from that. The bonus showtime. Oh, nice. Does dipping sauce make a big difference? I guess we could have included that.
Dipping sauce does not make a difference whatsoever. The dipping sauce is something that distracts you from being able to weave. So I would avoid any dipping sauce if you have onion rings. Also, it's gross. What are you doing?
All right. That's it. Apparently Rock Forever 7 is gross. He likes to use dipping sauces on his onion rings versus just eating them plain. All right, and then True Shot Free says Jack in the Crack, which is I think the guest would agree with you.
I would agree with you because the crack in Jack in the Crack is actually the crack in the system that causes the brain waves to be absorbed.
That's crazy. Oh no, his head's back off. Oh, all right. Okay, well, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, our guest, Mr. Alec Jabberjaw. What an amazing guy. Has a lot to talk about, and I'm sure he would have a lot more to talk about because it's just a bunch of nonsense.
It's not nonsense if you know what you're looking for.
That is what they all say. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you to my cousin Gerald Jeff. I think I called him another name, but I can't remember exactly what it was. Have you worked on anything to play us out? I think I came up with one thing here. Let me try this. That's the end of the show. I hope you enjoyed seeing the show. Is that it? Wait, did you just come up with that? Yeah, I just came up with that. Well, Go Gadget says it's fun, and Rock Forever 7 says it's not that bad. But yeah, I think the timing is a little off. Yeah, I don't have my tempo thing, metronome, and I guess I'm a little off key. Yeah, okay. The song, looks like Go Gadget is kind of wondering about that one. Can I do like a, let's do a new poll. How was the song? Great. All right. Need some work. When's the new guy getting here? Oh. we're just gonna do where's the new guy. Do 2-minute poll. Bam, we got a poll up there. You can vote on the song if it was good or not. What did you think about the song, Mr. Alec? I mean, the song. Please put your hat back on. The song was. I mean, it was music with some lyrics. Well, at least you got it called music with lyrics. That's a high privilege, I guess, from Mr. Alec over here. Okay. But yeah, anyway, so we're winding down the show. We're gonna get out of here. Let's see. I want to freaking find somebody to raid. I think is he on? I think he was gonna start. Does not look like it. Dang. But anyway, while I got you guys here, if you guys are voting for the what is it, the streamer awards and stuff like that, I think it stops on like November 26th. If you guys are doing the voting for like the streamer award things, there's a hidden gem in there that is a I don't know, a stream of acquaintance. I haven't really streamed with him. I don't know if I can call him a stream friend without insulting him, but Cartoon Therapy is on the hidden gem list. He's probably the most genuine streamer I've ever met besides myself, because I'm super genuine and I love all. Okay? Not to toot my own horn, just saying. But anyway, if you guys are voting for the streamer awards and haven't voted yet, Cartoon Therapy for Hidden Gem, I'm all for it. Really genuine guy, has a great show that he puts on. And you can tell just by looking at the clips of the other guys and him, you can tell he's putting a lot of work. He animates all his like little alerts and stuff like that. Amazing guy. So if you have done the streamer awards or going to, no, I put shield mode on. Damn it. Turn it off. How do I turn shield mode off? Oh my God. I think everybody just got banned. Probably not. My bad. I didn't mean to put shield mode on. Why? Get off. I'm sorry. All right. I guess this is where we can end the show. Why is shield mode keep going on? Take it off. Oh my God. This is why I can't have my own show. Shield mode off. It's in slow mode. Yeah, but it keeps putting it on shield mode. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, we're good. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Yeah, it looks like it's off, so that's good. Let's see. We can I wanted to look at the poll, but yeah, it looks like people are good. All right, so we the song was all right. We have we've gotten our results in, and it appears whoops. It appears that everybody has, or like 3 people voted that it's all right, which was the majority vote. So there you go. You get to keep your job there, Gerald. Are you happy about that? Not really. I want to go home. Well, you're stuck here. Your mom fought for you to be here. My mom yelled at me for it. So you're stuck here. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you everybody for coming into the show and hanging out. Thank you, Renoa Poison, and all the new followers. Hope to see you back here again for another stream. We got another one. As long as, because I've kind of felt it doing the stream, as long as my voice doesn't go out on me, because doing that voice was absolutely hell. We may have a stream tomorrow. I really hope I don't lose my voice, because it sucks trying to get my kids in line with no voice. Anywho, so thank you guys for joining. Anyone have any raid suggestions? I don't think I really have too much going on right now. I thought like that Cartoon Therapy guy was going to be on. Someone that like lower viewer count. I like the lower viewer counts. What is this? Wait, do I do the voice? I mean, yeah, I don't want to ruin the show for you, but I do. I'm the guy. I do the voices. It's a lot of work. It can be a lot of work, and that's kind of why the voices change over time. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh no, maybe I should keep that to myself next time. Rock Forever, do you have any kind of suggestion for a raid? I'd love to keep the lurkers bouncing around and whatnot. But I would like to say thank you guys for all joining me today. It was a very fun stream. There's a very fun character to have. Because I know that I got a lot like to do still. If I can't do like, what's it called, a new character, I'll probably just bring him back on, or one of my other guests. I have all the guests they're still here. I just gotta remember what their voices were. All right, get shield mode off of there. Oh man, let's see. I know there's Max of Drums. I know he does like drumming content. Music, reacts, talks, vote, Discord, blah blah blah. Yeah, we'll do Max of Drums. Yeah. All right, Max of Drums is a drummer guy. He drums. I don't think he's actually doing drums today. He's doing like other stuff. He's doing like music reacts. I guess he's reacting to things and stuff like that. Great guy. Go check him out and stuff like that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. I don't really have anything else. Show tomorrow. New stuff. Why don't you play us out, Gerald?